Hello, I'm gonna play another quick draft, Corset 2021. So for now I have my scores are 3-3, 7-1 and 1-3. My last draft wasn't great. I don't want to first pick this card. So we have some interesting uncommons here. Wingmer isn't that good. This is a good common, but not first pick quality. I think this is better, and Shock is better. Truffle Snout is nice as well. Shock is appealing, and I think Basri's Solidarity is a card that makes difference in many white decks. Maybe I'll go for that one. It can be busted in some Celestia builds and in some Boros builds. So I suppose Shock is appealing as well, but it's an uncommon. You don't get that many shots at this, so I'll speculate on that. And maybe if I get into red, maybe I will pick some Shocks after all. So for me, it's a good tiebreaker. If I'm considering two cards, I tend to pick uncommons over commons. This is strong, especially in Azorius, and I got white first pick. Maybe this isn't the greatest fit into Azorius, but still it's tempting. This Skimmer. Finishing Blow isn't bad, but it's kinda clunky in this fast format. Capture Sphere is also good. This isn't good flyer, but I think if I would go for blue flyers, I would start with this one and try to build around it. And from red cards, this Spellgorger Weird is the best. It doesn't fit every red deck, but I had Boros builds in which Weird was good enough, even if not very exciting. And it can be busted in Izzet, so that's also nice. I'll go with this Skimmer here. So here we have another good flyer. Maybe I could be Dimir Flyers. This is a good uncommon. This is also good. Dryad is good as well. Here we have a removal in green, also nice in this format. This can be good in Azorius Flyers, but it's not a high priority. I would rather pick something else. From black cards, commons are much worse than uncommons. Sky Scanner is also nice, could be nice with this card. But I'll go with Freebooter here. Riddle form is can be also nice with Skimmer. In some Izzet deck, it can maybe overperform the most. Be a flyer and draw another card. But Izzet doesn't support Skimmer in other ways that well. I think black has more flyers than red here. This is also appealing. I'm far from Gruul. I think I'll go with Riddle form here. It's a nice card. So Skeleton Archer would be my second choice here. I'm not sure about it. I think Azorius Flyers don't need this card, and he really has problems attacking profitably. So creating tokens is nice, but 4 mana 2/3 can't just attack and not be killed. So it's not that profitable then, even if you get your token. This is good enough for Azorius Flyers, but I think this is better overall, and I have a black card as well here, so maybe I'll go with Thalit for now. And this is a good support for Skimmer. Taking evasion and still drawing a card for 3 mana if I have Skimmer in play. And it is the only attacker, so I need the second. This is good. And nothing is that exciting. These cards are playable in there. So this is even good in some decks, very good in some decks, and I think decent in every red deck. And this is decent in white decks. But I'll go with my plan here, so maybe it's a little worse than the other 2 drops, but it fits my picks better. So I think I'll go with it. So it's still early in the draft, but it's not much worse than them. So still having 2 blue cards that fit this flying theme, and just makes this the most appealing. And here we have an abundance of white cards, but none of them is very exciting. This chorister is nice. Could turn into Azorius. Fixing in Dimir, so I'm a little closer to Dimir than to Azorius. So getting this fixing is also quite appealing, but fixing isn't that important most of the time, so I think I'll go with a white pick and see where this will take me. So I think I prefer removal here than the other 5 drops, so it's interesting because I'm mostly in blue right now, and white and black are competing for the title of the second color, and I have 5 drops in both of them. And this Clapon is quite playable. Both aren't very exciting, but you can have problems gathering enough removal, so Secure the Scene secures that spot, at least to some degree. Let's take a flyer here. So this is maybe better in many decks, but you don't need too many 5 drops and needs a flyer supporting my probable Azorius theme. And I could see myself splashing black to Azorius. So let's take this land. Nothing is very exciting anyway. So now It's appealing, so it fits Azorius theme, but isn't a high priority. I didn't want to waste my early pick on that, but 11th pick is about right. The second copy is still welcome. Prismite, if I splash something, Prismite may be good enough. 2 blanks, I would say, in limited. In best of 1 limited, because it's not a blank in best of 3, it's a decent sideboard card, but here is just unexciting. I don't think so. So Lofty Denial could be good in my deck. But I also have a very good black uncommon, but I'm closer to Azorius right now. Or I could pick white removal spell, even fixing here, or if I splash black, this is a splashable card, maybe more splashable than Devotee. Devotee is better when you just play black. So here we have an interesting choice. But maybe I will be in Orzhov after all, because this blue stopped delivering. I have fixing for Orzhov. So what would I prefer if I'll be in Orzhov? I think this is the strongest card, at least in the colors I'm considering, because this may be better. This is strong in Gruul, but this is very good. So happy taking that. Blue is bad right now. It's another shock. Nothing really good here. I could just pick this. It's good in some white decks, especially if I take Siege Striker or even more copies of Siege Striker, more than one. But it's a terrible second pick. I think I would prefer to speculate on some other color than just pick this on my second pick. So maybe I will have lack of removal, and this is the most splashable because here is double red and shock is too weak as a splash. So Hunter's Edge, good enough, I suppose. Now I have another Tide Skimmer. It's weird, I don't know if I should still consider blue. Maybe yes. Maybe I'll be mostly white, but will add the most powerful blue cards, and maybe I'll even get into Esper, Splash Blue for Tide Skimmers and some card draw maybe or something. And frankly, nothing is that appealing here. Steed is good. This is good in some black decks. Sky Scanner is nice. Magmat, but I'm very far from red, so I'll take this skimmer and see where this takes me. Another good blue flyer, a good white 2-drop as well, but maybe blue is coming back here for me, so let's try to pick some good blue cards if they're up for taking. And I think this is the best, maybe after this, because this is very strong, but I won't be in Hizet here, so from monocolored cards it is the best, I think. Riddle form. I won't be getting into Celestia counters here. Sky Scanner, another shot at it, but maybe one copy will come back. I could use a Sky Scanner, maybe one copy of Steed will come back later. So this is also nice, but I think I'll try to get back into Azorius here. So, and the Brick Charger is very nice. It's not. I think it's maybe worse overall than Thalid, but not much. And I'm closer to white, I suppose. I have not a lot of black cards, but 3 of them are very strong. Maybe I don't have that strong white cards, but the numbers are here for me, and 2 copies of Tide Skimmer ask me to play white, so I think I'll go there. Nothing appealing here, and I don't think I'm that eager to splashing to play 2 copies of Prismite, so maybe if I will splash, for example, Hunter's Edge, I prefer a Tapland than 2 copies of Prismite, so I'll go with that. The Fire is nice. This is playable enough, but not very exciting. I think I'll go with the Flyer. I could use the Signpost uncommon for Azorius, maybe the 3rd booster will provide it. Platon could be nice if I would want to keep black option available. So here I'll go with Lofty Denial. Watchdog is good enough, but Lofty Denial could be great in my deck. Fixing isn't bad as well, but I don't need it that much. Or if I would try to be a 3-color deck, then maybe the fixing is more appealing. But I'll try to be just Azorius. So do I want to Wish Coin Crab? I don't have anything better anyway, so I don't want 2 copies of Prismite. And Wish Coin Crab can keep the ground safe when I'm attacking with Flyers. It's not exciting, but it can fit this theme. And here I'll just take fixing. Or maybe Silent Art. So I could splash green removal. I will have 1 removal spell here. Have some tappers. Have a counter spell that should be good in my deck. But that's not enough interaction, so this is some safety net. Or maybe if I would be splashing red, this could be good. But I'm very far from splashing red, so maybe let's be safe with 1 option of even a desperate removal spell. This can be good enough as well to keep the ground safe, scry for something, and my plan would be defensive on the ground and attacking with Flyers, so it's not bad. I could use a non-flying finisher as well. I think it's a better option than this Prismite. I would rather not splash. If I don't have to, maybe I will pick more removal spells. Okay, so here I am rewarded. I think this is a great flyer. So I stayed in blue and I have a very strong blue card here. This is also good if it comes back, this, or even this or this, so I have some options, I have something to wait for later, it doesn't look bad. So give me a signpost uncommon for Azorius. I won't be a tutelage deck, I don't want this, I don't want this, so I'll take a 2-drop here. And this supports my flying theme, but I have enough flyers, so maybe 1 copy is enough, so I'll just take a better 2-drop here. And I'm not that desperate for removal, I don't like such cards, they are dead too often. So yeah, I could pick this, but my black cards are good for black, but not very splashable, these 3. Yeah, I think so. So a good 5-drop, a better one for my deck than this did, I passed a few times. So some nice black cards are here, Thalit and Village Rites. Mirror isn't bad, but not for my deck. This could come back, maybe I'll play the second copy if I get, but it's not high priority. Yeah, removal is important, I'll take a Capture Sphere gladly. But do I want the second copy of Secure the Scene? It's not great in multiples, it's not great in any way. Maybe I would rather take a 2-drop that's good on defense and has flying, so checks a lot of boxes for me, or maybe Sky Scanner. Another flyer, but drawing me a card. Still supporting 2 copies of Tide Schemer, but drawing a card by itself, and if I need to be defensive, it's just a jump blocker. I can throw under the wheels, and still I got my card back when it entered the battlefield. So yeah, maybe these Sky Scanners didn't come back to me, and Pegasus might come back later. So I think that's good choice for me now. And what do I prefer here? Makeshift Battalion doesn't fit my deck that well, although I have some 1-drops, some 2-drops, so this could be a plan B, just to have an aggressive start with Battalion. And I'm not really fond of this card. It does 2 things inefficiently, but some flexibility is here, so that's nice. I think I'll go with the Battalion anyway. So now Pegasus is nice. And if I have Battalion, I prefer this. This is defensive enough, but can attack. Maybe I won't cut this Battalion, so I'll have a shot at this. And I don't think I want to play 2 copies of Wall of Runes. Maybe I want to play even 1, especially if I have this. So I probably won't play 2 copies of this as well, but I'm closer to that option than the other. Silent Dart. I think I improved my deck in the removal department, so 1 copy is enough. Maybe I will have to play 1, but I don't want to play 2 copies of this card. Lofty Denial is good. I think it's still more important than fixing, and it can replace or removal, so I would be glad to cut this silent dart. Plastic denial helps me with that. And Glide Master, like I said, if I get it, maybe I will play 2 copies. Nothing for me here. I have 2 copies of Prismite and I don't plan on splashing anyway, so let's take Crab. Okay, I won't play 3 copies, but still, it's... I don't think I will plan to splash some black cards, so now to this. Another Crab. It will be a crabby deck. Okay, thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll get to building my deck soon, so it will be in the next video. So check the playlist linked in the description. See you.